fucking radio off. Everybody's gonna yell at me. What up, y'all? Let's see if this works out here. I'm gonna let you guys sit over here for a minute. I'm gonna move some shit off this bench. Real quick. This mint-ass transmission. What up? There we go. What up, Nick? How's it going, dude? Nice ceiling. It's 11:11. Everybody needs to make a wish. Okay, I made my wish. I think Kevin's in here. What up, Kevin? Nice ceiling. Sorry, I need a selfie stick so I can hold it like this a little easier. What's up, some dude? What's up, Murray? Is the quality okay out here at the shop? Because I have no cell service in here and I have a cell phone booster. So you guys let me know, is the picture quality okay? Is the everything working okay? Everything looks good. Sweet. Agron, what do you why do you want to make one dyno pull? Aren't you closer to Kurt? Shop looks good. Great quality. I'm really surprised the quality is actually pretty good out here because all I got is a fucking Wii Boost cell booster. And this is like a metal building. So like before I got that, you would walk in the shop and immediately your phone would just shut off because, you know, you wouldn't have any fucking service. Nick asks why I'm at the shop late or what I'm playing with. I honestly came out here to just clean because I have been working on my truck for a couple days and like there was fucking rust and shit all over the floor, brake rotors and my receiver, and I just got swept up some of the stuff. There's still a bunch of brake fluid and shit on the floor. Right here, that's a pile of shit that I just swept up. So I'm just coming out here to clean because I don't know, I don't like taking on another project until I clean, clean up to start another project. So I like to, do the project, clean up, and then once everything is clean and tidy, then I can start the next project. So that's how I usually do it, and it takes me like a day because I'll come out here and clean and then I get this fucking thing, where I'm like, holy fuck, I am so messy and there's so much shit everywhere, and like I just I want to start over. I've been looking for a shop closer to home because I don't really want to take the time to like tidy this place up and like make it exactly what I want. The hoist in. I don't have shit for tools, guys. Anything, and I get all the stuff you see done. Obviously, like I don't have a lot of the stuff to like tidy it up and make it the way I want because we like rushed into this place and rushed to get everything up, and then I rushed to start making money. So that's kind of the idea. And then we put the dyno in, and I did some little stuff here and there. My dad came out and he helped me build this tire rack, and we put an office in with the stairs and stuff like that. But when I'm saying like make it how I want, I just want shit organized, like not fucking bolts laying in you know, containers like this. Like this is my random bolt drawer. And it's, you know, if I need a bolt for something, I dig through this and I fucking get it all over the floor and then I have to sweep it back up into the bucket. Where if I had like a bolt organizer thing, I would like to have that. Just like stuff for like hose clamps and I'll show you my failed attempt at like trying to organize maybe like, you know, I got something and I was like, oh, I'm gonna organize real quick. So I like bought these little magnet things and I put these funnels on the wall. That's like the extent of my organization. And then I hung a creeper, you know? But like you can see like the airline, you know, it just kind of looks like shit. Like I would love to clean this place up a little bit, but like I said, I don't really want to stick the time into a place I'm renting. I'd rather just buy someplace, and then if I bought it and it was my own, then hell yeah, I would invest more time and money into it. And I have these like little bolt organizers from like Harbor Freight right here, but like I don't use them at all. Like they're just hanging here, and the last time I used these was probably when I moved in. And then I just have like random shit laying around, like LS engine here, LS engine there, LS engine there. Mustang shit right here. Hang on, let me flip this around. Does anybody want any of this stuff? I'm going to throw it out because, yeah, like it's a dash. I literally had a guy, he's like, oh, pull all your interior out and all the harnesses and everything. Blower box. I have rear leather seats and all the paneling and stuff like that, and like cluster, the cluster's up here for the Mustang. But he's like, oh, I'll buy all of it. And I'm like, okay. So I pulled it all out. Here's the harness. This is like the whole interior harness for the Mustang. And then like the carpeting and stuff like that. He's like, oh, I'll buy it all. And then it fell through and he didn't buy it. So now I'm like, shit, am I gonna be able to find somebody else that wants to buy all this shit? Or am I gonna have to wait 2 years to sell it? Because if that's the case, it's not really worth holding on to. I don't know. So like I have all the Mustang shit just sitting over here hoarding. I'm like, why? I need to throw it out. And I need to just like throw out a lot of shit that I don't use. And like here's another organization thing that I suck at. Like this is a cabinet. You see how organized that is? There's like random fucking boxes and shit. And like turbos sitting up there and then gauge pillar and then just random shit that I'm not using at all. I was using this when I was building a motor. I had a lot of the parts sitting up here actually for the Mustang. I like had the rockers and like the heads and stuff sitting in here. Yeah. And then I got these 20 by 12s off my truck if anybody wants them. Nobody wants to buy them. I got them up for like, I think I got them up for $600 or $800. I actually just found 6 of these same tires. So I might replace one of them and then I'll have a full set of extras. So yeah, and then like I said, a tire rack and stuff. And like I have this shit just like piled over here. Like I need to be organized, man. I can't because I come out here and I work on stuff and then I just, I don't know, I just don't have the ambition to drive a half hour out here to clean. And then, you know, I don't know, I just would like to start over and be like, okay, do I really need this? Throw it out. Okay, do I really need this? Throw it out. Or I really like this, let's find a place for it. And I've watched a guy on YouTube talk about like garage organization stuff where everything you own should have a place in the shop or in the garage or whatever. And I need to do that. I need to have a place for this and a place for this. So when you use it, you know where it goes or you know where to put it back. I'm not really bad at like picking up after myself. Like I know where my tools go. You know, I have a drawer for wrenches and I have a drawer for pliers and all that stuff, but like, I don't have a place for my fucking impact, my drills and stuff like that. My flashlights just kind of hang up here, which is little Astro Tools, best flashlights in the world. Go check them out. And then I have like battery chargers just like sitting on this cabinet too. So like, I don't have a place for that stuff. And at my house, I actually did a thing where like, I just put a screw in the wall. And then the chargers, for a lot of these battery chargers, they have hangers. So you can just hang them on the wall. And I'm like, that is so much cleaner than having it fucking take space up on a cabinet or a bench or whatever. And like my other toolbox over here, dude, it gets just so full of shit. random ass spark plugs, boost controllers, gauges, VTEC solenoids. You know, I'd love to be, you know, a little bit more put together in the whole shop thing. I just never have done it. And I'd maybe like to. And like I sell Schaefer's oil and it just sits up here in boxes. And then when I sell out, I just put more boxes on this table. It doesn't really have a place. And like my cabinet, really the only thing I put in here is brake cleaner. So like I have a cabinet over here and it's full of, there's some gear lube in here, some tranny fluid, 2-cycle oil. When the fuck would I run a 2-stroke out here? Never. Quick detailer. Why the hell would I detail out here? Why is that out here? The quick detailer, because my driveway is mud. Like the driveway coming into the shop is like gravel and mud. So why would you detail a car out here? And I have no running water. Okay, rant over. I'm gonna read some comments, sorry. Great quality, Sup Hunter, don't think too hard, you might hurt yourself. Yeah, no shit. What's up? Shop looks good. Have you thought about doing some VW and Audi builds? Yes, I have actually, because I have a friend that lives right down the street from my house. His name is Nick, and he's the one that helped me paint my Integra. And he's a big Volkswagen guy. And I like Volkswagens, I like crammed cars, and I like Audis and stuff. I really do. I think they're super cool, nice street cars. And they don't seem that hard to work on. There's just like, I don't know how to tune them, and I want to figure out how to tune them. I think that'd be cool. Because I know a lot of people just send them off to like, what the hell is that place called? Some motorsports place. You send the ECU to them and they flash a file on, and then they send it back. Like that's how a lot of turbo VR6 guys do it, you know. So, and then like I have on top of my, back to the rant about the shop, because I'm probably going to leave this video up on YouTube. I just have so much random shit on top of the office. So, yeah, I gotta organize this stuff better. I just don't, it's just hard to want to out here because, I don't know, I don't like spending a lot of time out here. I'd rather do it at home or like have something closer to home. So like I can just run home real quick if I gotta, you know, gotta go take a shit or something. I gotta drive a half hour. You know what I mean? Like it's whatever, but it's just an inconvenience. But I'm not complaining because I'm very fortunate for what I do have, you know. So there's that. I'm just wanting more. I'm wanting more. You always gotta strive to be better and want more, because if you're not, you just kind of fall into this like level head space like I've been in for a while, and you're just like, you don't get any excitement or any enjoyment, you know. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't fucking know. Okay. Shop looks good. VW, what's up? Willy Wonka. Working on a Chevy, rust all over the floor. Yep, pretty fucking much. Caught a live stream. What's up? Lynn Twin Customs. Every time I touch mine, there's a pile of rust, and mine's decently clean. Same, dude. Mine is decently clean as well. But yeah, it's just, you know, you fucking touch it wrong and rust falls off. Yeah, I gotta have at least like a clean space to work for sure. Greetings from Poland. Wow. I watch each of your films. Thank you. Thank you. You ever run turbo cars without a blow-off valve? No, I don't personally, just because I do think it does hurt the turbo over time. I know Nick commented down here and he said he runs one without it, but me personally, I run a blow-off valve on everything. Unless it was like an all-out drag car and you had, you know, whatever. I run blow-off valves just because in the past, when I was younger and I built Hondas all the time and the turbos were completely garbage. Like eBay turbos nowadays are a lot better than they used to be. To make them last like a week, back in the day, if you didn't have a blow-off valve, like the first couple times you hit boost, that fucker would be scattered. The turbo would just explode. And then you put a blow-off valve on it, and they would last like a week, you know, instead of a couple pulls. Shelves do wonders? Yeah, probably. I have bolt buckets, it sucks, but when you find that one bolt, oh yeah, it's such an accomplishment for sure. Especially when I like pour the bolts all over the floor and I'm like going through it like a puzzle. And I'm like, is this bolt? Is this a bolt? And then I find bolts with like, that the threads are rusted off, but it's the right one. And I'm like, God damn it. But yeah, and then you find it, it's like, yes. You need a shop made. Yeah, I do. That'd be cool. What's up, Derek? Glenn, how's it going? PVC pipe works good for drills and impacts. I also saw that, where you cut out like half of PVC pipe, or you take PVC and you like cut out a section of it like a hot dog bun. You know what I mean? And then you can chuck the drill in there. Ye one-man wrecking crew, don't beat yourself up. It gets like that, yeah. Shout out Nick, the Integra painter. Fuck yeah. Nick is cool. Nick is awesome. I hope we can do videos together soon, because I hang out with him quite a bit, but yeah, I think it'd be cool. Do I sell any stock P28? I might have one here, actually. Let's see. Is this a stock one? I think this is a stock one. This is a bone stock one. Right here. P28, if you want it. I'm not selling it cheap though, because I could get $250 easily for it up by me. So you gotta let me know if you want it. I might sell it, I might not. Roxy, what are you doing? You need to get down from up there. She's like, oh, look at me, I can jump. Come here, over here, Roxy, come here, Roxy. Hey. I thought this fucker was gonna jump. Come on. I thought she was gonna jump. It just scared the shit out of me. Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay. APR tuning, yeah, that's probably one of them. Why do you keep going back upstairs? 450cc injectors fine for 15 pounds. You tuned me on 10. Maybe, it depends on what the motor and turbo and stuff. I forgot what turbo and stuff you have, but. I got a 6 liter with a sloppy stage 2 cam. What turbo would you recommend? I don't know. Is it for, do you want it, you know, power down low? Do you want power up top? That cam is kind of a good like mid-range cam for like low boost. It's not really good on high boost, but that cam would probably do good with like a, you know, a 70-ish millimeter turbo. B18 stock Integra high impedance, so they're not DSM injectors. I think a B18B with DSM 450s would probably be good for like, I think back in the day I ran my CRX on like 16 or 17 pounds with an eBay kit, but you'd need a map sensor to be able to go above 10 pounds. And then a retune. Oh, they're Bosch, okay. Yeah, and if it's on pump gas, obviously. Just wanted to tell you, Hunter, you look super hot with a beanie on. Pro Bong is this dude's name. I look super hot. Oh yeah. I'm a fucking model, didn't you know? LOL, no budget. Yeah. Rocky tired of the mess. She ready to just end it all. That's so yeah. I know, you're tired of the fucking mess too. She tries to help me pick it up a lot. She'll be like, oh, look I'll pick this shit up and I'll pick this shit up because you're not doing it. So I'm gonna pick it up. And then she just puts it somewhere and whatever. You guys wanna see an aerial view of the shop? I'm up on the loft right now. Do you wanna see more of my misorganization shit? Oh, I'm bad. I really gotta fucking figure this shit out. I don't even wanna turn the camera around. So these are Christine's Halloween decorations that we just chucked up here. I have a couch from my vape store sitting up here. I don't know why. I should put it in my ice channel. I have LS manifolds sitting over there. I have a brand new radiator that I was going to use in my Mustang and I never used. So I don't know if I can return it. Probably not. I have some Miata parts. I have a Miata cold air intake right there. And I have some drilled and slotted rotors for a Chevy 6-bolt, like a Chevy 1500. I think they're the front. Are these the front? Front passengers. Yeah, these are Chevy 6-lug. Are they 6-lug? Or are they 5? These are 6-lug. Brand new drilled slotted rotors that I got with a truck when I bought it. And then I got this cross member with a truck that I bought. This is a 4L60 to 4L80 transmission cross member converter deal. And then I got some random Romex fucking wiring over there when we wired hoist. I have some fucking radiators. I have an EF bumper and more Halloween decorations and a fuel cell. Yeah, I don't know if I just need to throw a lot of it out. You know what I mean? I don't need fucking 3/4 of this shit. And I have some organized stuff up there. You know, this stuff I care about, like push lock hose for doing turbo kits, and AN line, and some harnesses. Some racing harnesses are sitting up there. I think I just need to throw a lot of this shit out, you know, or just organize it somehow, some way. And I don't know if I should build my cut list. I really don't think I'm going to. I might. I have a 4-door cutlass sitting outside, and I've had numerous people offer me money for it. And they're like, oh man, if you ever sell that cut, you gotta call me. And I'm like, no, like I'm not gonna fucking sell it. And I was driving it, and it was running real good. Like I drove it around all over the place. The fucker actually gets like pretty good mileage. It's a V6 cutlass 4-door. I think it's like a 1986. And one day I'm driving down the highway, and a fucker just quits. And a state trooper fucking followed me home. I had no plates on it, no insurance, no registration. And I was driving this thing. And the cop just was super nice and was like, hey, I'll help you get off the highway. Didn't even fucking care that I had no rego or nothing. I'm like, all right, bet. So that was cool. And it's been parked on the side of my shop. And I have a motor that I was gonna build for it. I have a Gen 453 aluminum motor. And I have a Turbo 400 with a brake sitting right here, brand new, freshly rebuilt. I have a converter, I have some other stuff, but I'm like, man, I'd rather focus street cars on Hondas and focus just solely on my Mustang and make that way better, you know, instead of trying to focus on all these projects. So I'm back at that stage of, do I sell all the fucking cars? And I feel like I'm trying to stick to Hondas a little bit more lately because obviously that's all you guys want to watch. So, you know, the Honda stuff is my bread and butter. I like it. I'm confident with it. The LS stuff I'm pretty confident with as well. But I'm just a little bit more, I don't know. I feel like Honda content just gets more views for some reason. So I'm going to try to focus on doing Civics and maybe start doing more bike stuff or Grom stuff. You know, I don't know. If any of y'all that are watching know that I posted 2 videos about Grom stuff, I'm hoping that stuff will catch some traction soon, and I can actually, you know, make those videos and get some views off of those. That'd be cool. And I love, like I said, I love doing the LS stuff, and I want to keep my Mustang for like my LS car. I think that'd be cool, and I can focus on it specifically and make it perfect. Yeah, but like the shop stuff, I gotta figure out, because the way that the shop is a lot of the times, I'm not motivated to even be out here, because I'm like, oh, I'd rather, you know, I gotta start over. That's what sucks, because there's no place other than where I have to rent. I can't find any other shops for rent that A, will accept a dyno, and B, you know, so like I'd either have to buy a place or something like that. You know what I mean? I have a Honda Adam app sensor doing clutch now when I'm back on. I'm having your tuner on 15. Yeah, let me know. I need ARP head studs. ARP studs. What studs you need? I got some over here. They're not, they're main studs though. I don't have any head studs on them. I got some fucking main studs. Honestly, dude, some guy came down to my shop like a long time ago, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you these as a gift." And I'm like, "Okay." I've never used them. They've just been sitting here. Oh, thank you. Very, very generous. But I haven't needed them or used them, you know. Should we see if these snake eater injectors still work? That's what I was gonna do. I was actually gonna grab those. I was gonna come out here and grab, just like my toolbox, and it's so full of shit. So full of shit. Stuff that I've never gonna use. You know? I need to go through a lot of this stuff and do it. You know, I just gotta do it. But I'm not doing it. That's the thing. And I don't want it because tomorrow my new Grom engine's gonna be here and are there any more? Alright, you're probably looking at my fucking face right now. This guy just commented, he said, kick that vape. Yeah. I'd love to probably try to quit vaping. I don't know. It's fucking tough. It's really hard. Quitting vaping is harder than quitting smoking, in my opinion. I should probably quit drinking too, but I'm not doing that yet. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love to. I'd love to. But it's just like, I don't know. Drinking gives me peace. I like drinking. It makes me feel good. I'm not drinking right now. You know what I mean? I should probably quit vaping. I should probably quit drinking. I should probably quit eating fucking sugar. I should probably quit fucking breathing in chemicals at the shop. I should probably spray brake cleaner with a fucking N95 mask on. But I don't do that either. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of shit out in the world that can kill you. And I'm not the fucking smartest one when it comes to, you know, fucking being safe. I probably should be a little bit more conscious of that stuff, but, you know, just like when I go to the junkyard and pull injectors and I have cuts on my fucking hands and I get gasoline straight into my fucking bloodstream. Like, that's probably not good either. I really should probably think about that stuff, but how else am I supposed to pull injectors at the fucking yard? With gloves? I can't wear gloves because then I can't get the fucking clips off the injectors. And then I pull them out and the glove is soaked with gas. So what am I supposed to do? And then you wear the little fucking latex gloves and they rip. Every time I pull one injector out, the glove rips. And then I'm like, what's the solution here? You know? Yeah. I'm trying to be smart about it. You know, maybe I just need to pull every injector out with a fucking pliers and not touch it. But then again, how am I supposed to, I'm supposed to decap it with the pliers not touching it? Like, I don't know. Does anybody need a 4L60 to 4L80 wiring conversion harness? I don't know what they're worth, but I'm not gonna use it anytime soon. And does anybody want a fucking smooth stage? Brand fucking new. I have two of these cocksuckers, and I was gonna use them. Here, I'll show you. I was gonna use these in my Mustang. This is a smooth stage bump box. They actually work really good, and they are a dial. You can adjust everything right here. It's super nice. And I bought one from Motion Raceworks, and it was bad. Like, I fucking plugged it in, and it worked for like 30 seconds, and then it quit working. And I'm like, well, this is fucking weird. Maybe it's because my battery is, you know, it's 17.5 volts. Maybe it's got too much voltage going through it, and it's freaking out. So I call Motion Raceworks, and I'm like, hey, this thing's not working. What can you do? And they're like, nothing. And I'm like, okay, well, what can I do? You know what I mean? And he's like, well, because I'm like, I'm trying to make this race this weekend. This was on like a Monday. And he's like, well, you can order another one, and then you can try it again. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, if you have issues with your one, you can call True Motorsports, the people that make the smooth stage. And Roxy's telling me to pick this brake pad up. He's like, well, you can call Smooth Stage, True Motorsports. So I called them, and they said, yeah, send it back, we'll fix it for free. Needless to say, in the meantime, I'm like, well, I already ordered another one because I have to send this one, it's not gonna be here in time. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll just return the other one or whatever. So I got another one, and I brought them to the shop, and I was gonna put one in the car, and I just never did. Because the car spools up so fucking fast. I can literally run a pro tree and not floor it till both cars are staged, and I'll still launch good. Because this car spools immediately. Like, I don't even need a fucking bump box. And I don't really do a whole lot of competitive racing, so. And I have a solid state relay that I can use through the Holly. So I have a couple options of running a bump box in the car. But anyways, so I never put it in, and I got the one back from True Motorsports. They fixed it. There was an issue inside of it or something. They fixed it. And needless to say, I got the other one for Motion Raceworks, so now I have two of them. And I never even opened the package for Motion Raceworks. Like, it was still in the UPS box that I got in the mail. And I put it, Roxy, get out of here. I put it, what am I trying to say here? I put the package from UPS in the back of my truck, never opened it. And I called Motion and I'm like, hey, I got the other one back that was bad, and they fixed it. And I got this one as a spare, but I never ended up using it. I didn't even open the box. Can I just return it? And they're like, no. You can't fucking return it. And I'm like, really? So the first one that I bought from you guys was bad, out of the box. You didn't fix it. I had to send it to this other place, and I bought another one out of courtesy because I was going to use it or whatever. And then they won't even return it. It's not even open. And I'm like, you got it. He's like, well, you can just sell it on Facebook Marketplace, no problem. You can just sell it on Facebook Market, no big deal. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I threw it up on Facebook Market for $250, which they're $300 brand new. I threw it up for $250. Not a single person has hit me up. I've put all over the US, shipping included, blah, 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 nothing. I put it at $200 like a couple weeks ago. I still have on it, but Motion Raceworks said I can sell it, no problem. I'm like, what? This doesn't work, man, come on. The fuck? So, whatever, that's my rant. I'm gonna stop bitching right now. It's just annoying because it's like, I got a bad product out of the box, and then, you know, but anyways, let's go back to here. No, I don't smoke weed. Beer in moderation. Yeah, beer in moderation, yep. I'm a Wisconsinite, beer's in my blood. Hunter, what's the best injector? Dead times? Just posted a video actually, like 2 days ago, or a couple days ago on Injector. Putting them in, fucking step by step. I have a couple other videos on doing them, how to put them in, what dead times to use, tuning them, etc. So I answer this question literally every single day on emails or messages or whatever. So Roxy is being feisty right now. Working on CRX all-wheel drive and enjoying the live life is good. Thanks, Hunter. Nice, man. Twin Customs has got it right. I'm just kidding. I don't drink that fucking much. I like to drink low-carb beer because it makes me feel better about myself. You know? I'm also not gonna, I'm gonna quit giving a fuck about what people think lately, because I have done that for the last 1.5 years, building this business. I have watched what I said. I have just tried to be, you know, the best person I can be, which, you know, I am a pretty good person naturally, so I don't really have to try very hard. But just like not caring what people think as much, you know? Like comments and shit always get to me. And they're like, oh, people fucking talk shit, or like, you know, they don't know what they're talking about and stuff, and they start talking shit. This is Roxy. And I just need to, you know, put it all aside. Fuck them. You know? Who cares? And just start doing me like I used to do. I used to be, you know, I feel like working out of Dad's garage. I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna hack this fucking shit, and I'm gonna, you know, do all this fucking funny shit, and, you know, I don't do that as much anymore. I try to be like a professional, you know, which is stupid. Just do me, exactly, for sure, man. Do I remember my very first tune? Yeah, back to Lynn Twin Customs quick. 30 back of Bush Light is moderation. No, not quite that much, but yeah. Come here, Roxy. She is just jumping at me and being funny right now. What are you doing? All right, you're on the spotlight. You're on the fucking spotlight. You're on the spotlight. And now you're gonna behave? Hey! Sit! Roxy, sit. Hey! Sit. Good girl. Here's your fake treat. I don't have one, I'm sorry. I'll pet you. I'll give you pets. I'll give you pets, yeah. So yeah. Now you're gonna bite me. Come on! Hey! I'm gonna put the phone on you again. Oh. Hey. So, yeah, anyways, back to comments. Sorry. I rock the grooves. Seems a bit RC 750 12 ohm. Try ID 1000s. And do I remember my very first tune? I don't know. God, that was a long fucking time ago. Tune for a customer. There might be one, if you guys look up HunterTuned on YouTube, like, I think it says like HunterTuned tuning or some shit. It was like in my dad's driveway and I had like a chip burner out and doing all this stuff. I don't know. Maybe that was like close to the time I started tuning. That was a long time ago. There's a video on YouTube that Jake Webb made me. Can't remember. There's also a video of Sleeper Civic versus Evo. That was one of the first cars I did. Not one of the first cars, but like first car I actually like was proud of. I built the motor and shit. It was a single cam. And that video's got a lot of views on YouTube. Sleeper Civic versus Evo. It's a yellow Evo in a green EG coupe. Roxy, get down. Come here. Hey. Hey. What are you doing? Okay, back to comments. I gotta catch up here for a second. Okay, I'm gonna catch up real quick. RC 750s, as Dead Time Hunter says, they work for me. Sometimes just use IDs. Yep. Okay, I tried that. What was it? ID? RC was one. Depends on the software. Pondata likes different ones. Chrome likes different ones. HCS likes different ones. What's up? What's up? Got my 95 Accord finally to start. Those HunterTuned decaps are mint. Fuck yeah, bud. Hell yeah, they are. I know all his old vids said IDs. That's what I use for mine. Honestly, they're pretty close. They both work pretty good. Happy Christmas. Yeah, it's coming up quick. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, he's mentioned both. Mushroom, okay, world. Okay, damn, missed it. My bad. No problem, man. Not a problem at all, Danny. Just, it's fine. It's okay. IPA man in the house. I like me some IPA. I also like me some stouts. I like me cold beer, you know? Have my ears on, bud. Thank you. Chris, do you, Hunter, do you? What's from New Mexico? What's going on, man? Roxy, the pup. A guy's got a bit more refined in his old age. No more ratchet strap seat belts and flex pipe exhaust. Yeah, I don't use PVC pipe anymore. I used to use PVC for fucking piping on every car. Hey, you gonna stop this, you fucker? Hang on. I'm gonna put this chick in the car. Come here. Roxanne! Come here. Hey, you've been good all frickin' day. And then I break out the camera and I start chatting around. 1 second. You're going on timeout. Timeout. Okay. Yeah. So I definitely noticed that I do take more time on certain things like I used to. Like I'm not as dumb anymore. Like I used to fucking have a 300 wheel Turbo Civic and it had one fucking working brake. It had a brake line from the master straight to the right front wheel. And I would go do highway pulls and shit. I used to run 2 lug nuts on Civics until I broke the studs off, you know? And then now minimum of 3. You gotta have 3. You gotta have 3. Because 2, it will fall off. You need 3. You need fucking 3. That's, you know, back in my glory years, you know, and the same thing with doing the LS stuff. Like, I fucking hack some shit together on that stuff too. And I've learned, and now I'm like, oh, the Mustang needs a little bit more legit stuff for me to continue wanting to go this fast. Got a 07 SI Civic block, has a cracked block, leaking coolant, fixable, or should I throw a K24 in it? I'd probably throw something else in there, because by the time you fix the block, it's gonna crack somewhere else, because the metallurgy of the metal in the block is all the same. Like, it's all deteriorating. So if you fix the crack, more than likely it's gonna crack somewhere else. So I would just replace it. 450cc with 750 dead times work perfect for me. This is my first build. On HTS, that sounds like what you would need. Free Roxy. Make a pull on the rollers. I might do the Integra one of these days. I should do a go-kart, dude. Them 212 Predators got huge aftermarket support. Fun as fuck. I'm building one. I was actually on this auction site tonight, and there was a go-kart on there for sale that I probably should have bought, but I didn't. But yeah, I was gonna do a go-kart last year, but I never did. Like, I'd rather just go buy an off-road go-kart before I buy a side-by-side, because that's all side-by-side is, except it's got about 3 more zeros at the end of the price tag. Hope you and Christine have a Merry Christmas. I'm sure she has the decorations and all that stuff. Yeah, she does. Start hanging your empty beer cans on the tree. That's funny. Stay minty and keep shitting out your ass. Remember to like the stream. Yeah, Pro Bong, the dude that thinks I'm hot, or maybe it's a girl, I don't know. Snowmobile time, and mini bikes, man, cheap fun, fuck yeah. I just gotta find the fine line of stop on the mini bike stuff, because you can only go so fast before it gets kind of fucking dangerous. And I sold my other sled. I only have one sled right now. It's an F8, and I love this snowmobile. I love it. But I'm like, fuck, do I sell it? Get some money so I can stick money into other stupid shit? Or do I keep it? Because it's the only one I have, and Christine doesn't have one anymore because I sold the other one that we had, and she won't give me any money to buy another one. So I would have to buy another one, which I don't know if I want to do. You know, maybe I will. But this is like the absolute worst fucking time in history to buy a snowmobile. You know, because everything is overpriced. And now it's coming up on winter. Maybe I should buy one tomorrow, because it's going to be 65 fucking degrees. And people are going to be like, oh, it's summer. I need to get rid of my snowmobile. But they don't know it's fucking December. I miss the old vids from Dad's garage when you grinded the rods to fit the pistons. Yeah, for sure, dude. For sure. Me too. What's the details on the Integra? Will we see 300 wheel? Maybe. I might put methanol in it and tune it on M1 and see if it'll do like high 200s. It makes fucking 250 right now. It might actually make more than that. Sword fighting is where it's at. This guy. No budget racing's the same, bro. That stuff pisses so many people off, and it always works, man. Yeah, for sure. Gotta be creative. You gotta be smart. You can't like put it together without bearings. Like, that'd be dumb. You know, but if you grind the rod, fuck it. I don't know. Are you another turbo Honda? Am I another turbo Honda? I don't know. I mean, if you think about a human body, maybe you could relate it to a turbo Honda. My heart is my engine. My brain is my ECU. My legs are my axles. My feet are my wheels. You know, maybe I'm a turbo Honda. Maybe I'm a turbo Honda. I never rode a snowmobile. Is it like a dirt bike in the sand? No. It's like a couch, like a dirt bike. It's kind of like, it depends on what type of snowmobile. Like my snowmobile is a Snow Pro, so it has like a little bit raised suspension. The handlebars are a little higher, and they just rip. Like you can rip them around corners and like, imagine having dirt bike traction on like a good track, like a good dirt bike track, like a hard pack, a hard pack dirt bike track, not no loose dirt. Hard pack dirt bike track is how a snowmobile is. But you don't have to worry about fucking, you know, laying the bike out because a snowmobile sits up on its own. You don't need to balance. You know, you can just like corner and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. They're fun. You'd have to ride one. Otherwise, there's like the older snowmobiles definitely don't have as much suspension, so they're a little sketchier and they're a lot less comfortable. But sometimes they're more fun. And they're really fast. Like my sled does like over 100 miles an hour pretty easily. And there's like plenty of guys that build drag sleds that do. A couple sleds that I've been on, I've done like 100 and almost 130 miles an hour on a snowmobile before. So they're fun. You miss your red hatch. Not really. A little bit, but not really. I didn't really like that car because it never worked that good at the track. I don't know why, it just didn't work that good at the track. So I didn't like it. I don't know. It was a fun street car, but it needed different suspension, I think, is what it needed. Ass is exhaust. Yeah. My tailpipe. Classic, my guy. Have you had good luck with ACL bearings? No. ACL bearings are a lot harder of a bearing. They don't have as much give. So when they do give at all, they usually break. The bearing spins a lot easier. It doesn't spin a lot easier, it just breaks easier. So like ACLs are a harder material. I like a aluminized bearing because they have more give. You know what I mean? Like imagine having, just take an engine mount, for example. If you have an engine mount that's mounted completely solid, or you have a poly engine mount that can move a little bit. You know, that's kind of how an ACL bearing is, like the really stiff, solid, fucking rock solid, breaks everything kind of bearing. But it's reliable, like it's a good race bearing for like, you know, they don't have as much friction, where an aluminized bearing will have a little bit more friction, but it'll also have more cushion. You know what I'm saying? So if you want the thing to last and you want to drive it on the street a lot, I like an aluminized bearing. If it's a race motor, maybe the ACL or the race bearings might be better. I just have good luck with the aluminized bearings because they got more give. And if you're not going to like measure every fucking tolerance to a T, definitely go with an aluminized bearing. And if you're going to measure every tolerance, maybe the race bearing would work better. I don't know. I've had perfect clearances on motors and ran them fucking race bearings and they spun. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But then again, you got to think of the block, urgy and stuff like that. A lot of these motors are old. Like the guy saying he's got cracked K-series block. A lot of the fucking aluminum on these engines, you have to realize, especially B-series and D-series cars, the fucking metal urgy is not there anymore. Like they flex more. They don't hold their shape as well. So like, yeah, maybe your clearances are perfect, but like the block itself is got, you know, like it's just not a good block, you know, and you can't tell a lot of the time. So you just put it together and hope for the best. I had a CRX like that 2-3 years ago. I built a motor for, and the fucking thing chewed bearings on every fucking time I built it. Like no matter what I did, it just kept chewing bearings. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And then I sold it because I'm like, fuck this thing. And I've had other guys too with Honda blocks, and they don't know why, and they fucking spin bearings for no reason. And it's not even like they're racing them. They just, you know, like I said, some of the blocks and stuff are just getting old, and it's tough sometimes. So if you got a good one, use that. Like a lot of times, if you got a motor that's been running good for a long time, hasn't had issues, build that one. Don't build some shit that's been sitting in some guy's garage for fucking 4 years. You know, and oh, I just broke it out of my shed. It's been sitting there for the last 3.5 years sitting out in the elements, oxidizing the aluminum and whatever, and then you take it to the machine shop and he cleans it up and he cuts the deck, and then it weakens everything, and then you put it all together and then it fucking doesn't work, you know? So like, if you're gonna build a motor, use a motor that's good, you know? Like, don't build some shit and put it together with pieces from this and that. It just doesn't work as good. It doesn't work as good as often. Like, it still works, but you gotta just like, don't use shit. Like, I've used junkyard motors that have been sitting in the junkyard for a long time and they suck. Like, they fucking suck because the hood's been open, there's been water in it 100 times. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I hope you got a basic understanding of what I was just trying to say. You know what I mean? What's up? What's up, Junior? Just messing with you. I watch your videos and they give me inspiration to buy a Honda and fix it up. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Glad I can help. Entice her and put 50 shot on it. Fuck yeah. That's fun. You should make some videos of that. Hit and miss with bearings. That's dope. What's up? What's Barney Civic up to nowadays? Nope, I don't know. The guy that bought it for me turned the boost up a lot. I think I made $650 with that car, and I think whoever got it turned the boost up and it cracked the sleeve. So, yeah. But I don't know, I sold that car a while ago. Yeah, once it was blown up and then it got sold. It's been through a couple owners. The embedding of the bearing, aluminum king bearings. This is my first tune, so I'm data logging and adjusting maps to what my target AFRs. Once I get all the cells, I can logged and adjusted. Is my tune done? If you have a wideband, you can enable closed loop, and that'll kind of give you a general rule of where shit wants to be. If you're adjusting like every individual cell, I don't do that, just because it doesn't work for me. I just tune areas of the map. So if you're in this general area, I highlight the area and I adjust there, and then I smooth interplate, you know, make everything right, and then boost. You smooth an interplate, make it fat, slowly pull it back, you know. If it's Honda OBD1 closed loop kind of sucks. It does, but it does also work. You know, like it works a lot fucking better on K-series stuff. If it's OBD1, yeah, it's not that great, but it does still work a little bit. You can get a general idea. I used ACL race bearings on my recent LSV Tech, hope they last for a bit. I threw this together knowing it will blow. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've also had motors that have had ACL bearings and no issues. I'm just saying, like, from my personal shit, if I'm gonna build it, I'm gonna put aluminum bearings in it. Just because that's what I would do, you know? Hello, Roxy. Hello, hello. I know, you're ready to get out of here. I know. 1 second. Okay. Oh, you missed me. Ah, fuck. Ah, she's attacking me. She's attacking me. Hi. Okay. Okay. Oh, that was eventful. What about fuel economy, or just leave it in open loop? I don't know what you're trying to say. Fuel economy, you just want to shoot for 14.7 or 15 or somewhere around there when you're cruising. And then, you know, in boost and stuff, and when you're getting on it, you richen it up. 12.0, 11.5, 11.0. You leave it in open loop to tune it, and then you can put it in closed loop when you're done if you want. So it can make small adjustments. Get it close with open loop, put it back, you know, just tune it in open loop. I've seen more bearing failure because of crank issues more than block or rod issues. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, a lot of times, you know, the crank might be slightly fucking bent or whatever. Roxy, enough. So that's a thing. That's definitely a thing. I usually leave OBD1 in open loop, K-line, CAN bus, handle closed loop much better. Yep, exactly. Thank you, Omar. You love the channel. I got 40 miles per gallon open loop, just tune it. I get 34 miles per gallon in this little 4-door on E85, and it's not enclosed loop, it's an open loop. So yeah, yep. Not even cracking the pan, this LSV I'm doing now, ran fine when I pulled it, exactly. It's fucking legal. Was Barney block filled? Yep, it was block filled. I think higher compression pistons crack sleeves a lot easier than like a flat top. I've noticed that. Flat top piston is definitely going to hold up a lot better, I think, for sleeves. Just because the flame coming off of a high compression piston is going to heat soak one part of the cylinder. You know what I mean? A lot more than a flat top. It's going to be more of an even dispersion of the explosion. Where like when you explode on a high comp piston, the flame front will travel, you know, down the dome and probably into the cylinder a little bit. I don't know. That's what I've noticed. A flat top piston, I feel like, will also help keep the sleeves from cracking. I use Chris Boyette's filler. Yeah, that's what my Barney Civic had, was Chris Boyette filler. It's my learn to tune test subject. Puppy love, yep. Cleveite's an aluminum bearing. Slapping the head on it. Best part, Chinese parts, hoping for 200. Hell yeah. How much boost you plan to run on the new setup with the EF? Probably 30 pounds. See if the turbo will keep going. We'll see where the turbo quits. And if the head gasket stays in it. So I'm gonna turn it up though. We'll make some jam. We'll see what the turbo can do. I really want to see how much power I can make on a 5855. Roger that. I use Chris Boyette, okay. D15 basic turbo with air pietstats, full exhaust, preload one to build bottom end soon. What would you suggest for head turbo setup? A D15, I probably wouldn't run anything bigger than like a 16G Evo turbo. I have like a TDO, I don't know if this is like an SRT4 turbo that's on mine. I have a D15B in this car. And it's got a turbo. And when you run a big turbo on them, they just suck. They're super boring because they're so laggy. They're so fucking laggy. So get a turbo that's just big enough for your power goal. And if you want 400 horse in a single cam, don't expect it to be very fun. Because it's just going to be like, and don't expect to win any races with it because you're not going to have any usable power. So get a small turbo, get the smallest turbo you can for your power goal. So if you have a 300 horsepower goal, get a turbo that maxes out at like 300 or 350. And you'll have way more fucking fun with it. Don't put a GTX 3582 on your single cam. Unless you're gonna drive it 12,000 RPM and you're gonna rebuild it every other day. You know what I mean? Have realistic goals and don't over turbo your car. And you'll have way more fun. You put this big nasty fucking turbo on and you look cool and you got TikTok views and shit, but you're not actually winning no races. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know? I don't know. What do you think of H6 compression? Ugh. Low compression works. It's just, it's not as fun. I don't like low compression setups. I like a flat top piston. It's like 10 to 1, 10 and a half to 1. That's probably going to be your sweet spot. If you want to make more power and you don't want to shoot for like 1,000 horsepower, you could go with a 12 to 1 setup like I did on Barney. And have a big usable power curve. That's the thing too, is the higher compression, the bigger turbo you can run and spool it faster. The more compression, it'll spool the turbo faster, so you gotta think of that. Should have gone 450. Yes, the EF has a built B16. Has an ATI race damper on it, some other shit. Your preferred setup on basic BD, piston rod, spring, retainer. DB. I mean, if it's a D series, it's different from a B series. A D series, I just run the stock head half the time because I don't you know, a single cam is fun up until like 300 horsepower, and then they're fucking headaches. They break all the time. They don't hold head gaskets in that well, unless you spend a lot of money. And by the time you do all that, if you make more than fucking 300 horsepower, you're gonna kill the transmission every time you drive it. And then trying to find something that'll, you know, the D series axles are fucking way too long. One's way too long on one side. They're not same size axles, so like they tend to torque steer easier. They're just not as good, you know. So like if you want a fun little street car, like, you know, little ripper, you know, 300 horsepower single cam, hell yeah. You know, Viteras and Eagles or whatever, Viteras and the Speed Factory rods, whatever, that shit works good. But don't over turbo it. Put the right size turbo on. And then B series stuff, I don't know, you can build whatever you want, really. A B series is way more capable. My preferred setup, I don't really know. Honestly, they're all pretty good. Or you could buy a K series and have the best of both worlds and have a stock engine. But it's a lot more expensive to put it in the car. Will a GT35 be too big for F23? For what power goal? I used a set of Weisskos and they were great. Yeah, I have too. I've used Weisskos, CP, JE, you know, Summit sells pistons now. I've used the YCP, you know, I've used Viteras, Nippon. I've never broke a piston. So, don't think it matters as much. Scat rods, Eagles, they're all the same shit. Max Peating rods actually makes connecting rods now, and it's probably the same shit as an Eagle. I used some fucking $90 rods one time, and the only difference was the bolt. And I put, you know, actual ARP bolts in it, and they were fine. Those were the ones that were in Barney. So the rod itself, a lot of times is the same. You know, it doesn't matter. It's an H-beam, it's an H-beam. It doesn't matter what fucking stickers on it. Unless it's a custom length rod, like the Speed Factory shit for single cams. You know, then it's a little different because the length is different. I have an S300 series on my 12 valve. Nice. Low comp is so 2001, I agree. Fun little street car, no crazy power, just a weekend driver. Stock cams or upgrade cam. I'm really on the fence with this aspect. They don't really make cams for a D15. They just don't. D15, the stock cam works pretty good. You're gonna have a lot more. I'm gonna build this, I'm gonna do a lot more with my D15 coming soon, so you'll see what it's all about. And they make fun mid-range power, and they can rip pretty good, but I'm scared I'm gonna break the thing, so I might put rods in it, I don't know, we'll see. Fun little street car. Might have to get a smaller turbo. Seems like it's because it's still sitting. Seems like that because it's still sitting. What did this guy say? $450 Walbro. He said he bought $250. $350. Righty tight built. You have a GT35 and you want 350 horsepower, it's too big. Yeah, a lot of cars run out of fuel. Get the pump, yep. I have built GSR, piston rods, springs, retainers, 3582 Gold 400 wheel, realistic. Yeah, it'll make that pretty easily. The turbo will have a lot more room. You'd be better suited off with like a 50 trim or 55 trim. You know, something like that for 400 wheel, because you're going to have a lot more power window. You know what I mean? Like I should make a dedicated video on this so people understand what I'm fucking talking about. Like the more time you can make power, the faster the car is going to be. So if the car is only in power for 2,000 RPM, It's not going to be that fast. You're going to get beat by a car that makes less power and has a power window from fucking, 4,000 RPM to 8. You're going to get beat by that car every time. Do I have 1,000cc injectors in stock? I have normal styles in stock right now, which is plenty enough for most people's goals. Like they're fucking 800cc. They support up to 400 wheel on E85. And they're not that much smaller than the flex style. They work just as good. I would just get a set of normal styles. I have them on the website right now. You can go get them. And I'll ship them tomorrow if you order tonight. So that's an option. I have normal styles available right now. If anybody wants to order some, I will go home after this. I will go home after this right now. What are you eating, you fucker? Hang on, I gotta see what the hell. What are you eating? What are you eating? 1 second. 1 second. I don't know what the hell she just ate. So yeah, if anybody wants injectors, I'll leave here right after this. If I have any orders that come through right now, I'm gonna go home and fill them right now, tonight, and they'll be out the door tomorrow. Boost my Civic with an OG. Smoked, rebuilded, still smoked, but everything else white smoke. Was it the turbo? Did you have a blown head gasket? Did you have a crack in the head that you didn't know about? Is there a crack in the sleeve that you didn't know about? The turbo probably smoked. No reason that Build GSR won't make 400. They do pretty good machining in California. Scat on the Chinese blanks. Better than Eagle. Please make the video. So super tuck valve train is too much for a stock cam. I mean, no, it never hurts to put a valve spring in. It never hurts. It's just not needed a lot of the times on single cams because they don't, you don't have them that high. Still waiting on my Max Peating Rods T28 to give out so I get that billet wheel from you, but fucker still mint. Yeah. Hell yeah. What's up? Love the Honda stuff. Thanks for all your vids. No problem. What's good setting for loud two-step? Probably 6,000 RPM and pull like 10 degrees of timing and see what it does. So go -10 on the timing and then 6,000 RPM on the launch setting. Yeah, pretty much the same dead times work on either injector. Thank you very much for all I do. You're welcome. 1 second, hang on. I swear to God, somebody was here. Fucking lock the door when I'm here. I don't want fucking people showing up. I've had people show up before. I'm like, what? What? Toolbox tour. I ain't doing it. It's pretty bad. Let's see. Toolbox tour. It's pretty fucking bad. I gotta blow my nose, dude. I'm cold. I got the sniffles. I got the COVID. I got the Rona. Let me see here. I'm in the market for a smaller turbo now. Trust me, guys. Like, you're gonna have way more fun. You're gonna have way more fucking fun. Like Michael, for example, that was on the channel for a while. Red EK Coupe. He put a 3582 on his single cam with a small hot side. We figured it would spool okay. Made big power, but for like this much time. And he was no faster. Prime example. He had way more fun with that car when it had a T25 turbo on it. It made like 280 wheel horsepower, and it would shred the fucking tires in every gear because it had It had torque instantaneously, and it just ripped. It ripped. It was a ton of fun. So you gotta remember that. Or like if you're fucking waiting for the power to come in the whole time, it's not as fun. '58 fit with a log manifold? Yeah, don't fit with a log. I don't run a log on anything. Unless it's like really small turbo shit, like this little single cam, I'd put a log on it. But if you're gonna put a good turbo on something, get a good manifold. Just do it. Just fucking do it. Bite the bullet. Bite the bullet. You know, maybe run your log manifold until you can save up for the fucking better one, but don't try to make a ton of power with the log, because you're just gonna hurt shit. You're gonna hurt parts. Seems like you have that My Dyno working really good. Fuck, dude, it's flawless. It is flawless. It works fucking perfect, dude. And honestly, like, I drive over the wiring all the time. I haven't fucking touched it since I put it in, this new dyno, and I've had no issues. None. Highly recommend it. It's so simple. It's foolproof. I'm in the market for a smaller turbo. Yeah. One second. No, somebody's actually here. Yeah, none of my Honda friends that have been on the channel before have cars anymore. They sold them off and they moved on. They don't want to build cars anymore. So we're still all friends, but they don't hang out as much because they're not building cars. So it's just, you know, it is what it is. So a lot of people ask, where Michael's Christian, you know, they're just off doing their own thing, man. They're not building cars anymore. So that's just how it is. What's up from New York? How's it going, Paul? 6260 tube shipped to the Virgin Islands. I think to ship there, it's like $100 fucking. I think. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. If you are serious and you want to buy a turbo, you can message me on Facebook. Hunter Mulholland. You can add me as a friend. And then I can message you on Facebook. I usually only check my Facebook messages. People message me on Instagram and shit all the time, and I don't get back to half of them because I don't usually go on Instagram that much. So I'm sorry to all the people that have, but that's just how it is. You can email me too, but emails tend to take longer to get back and forth than a Facebook message or a text. Half the time people that email me, I just give them my phone number and I'm like, just text me. Like, it's way faster. Get it done. Just get it done. If you want to buy something, buy it and we'll move on. You know, we don't have to spend fucking 3 days messaging back and forth or emailing back and forth. You know, like, that's the thing. Like, I just sold some ground parts and it's just annoying when it takes like, well, now I got to do this and now I got to do that. And then I wait a whole day for another response. And then it's like, dude, you want to buy this stuff? You said you wanted it. I'm holding it. You know, let's just get it over with. Let's sell this stuff and move on. You know. And then we can move on to the next thing we're selling or whatever. Or you can move on to the next piece of the puzzle that you need to buy. You can cross that one off your list. You know, it just takes, you know, time is of the essence, guys. We're only here, every single fucking one of us is only here for so long. So more time you waste doing, you know, waste time, you know, don't waste time. Try to spend your time as wisely as you can. I'm a terrible person at fucking doing that. I need to spend my time more wisely, and I gotta think of the best way to do that. That's just Oh, Motor Gang, what's up? I love All Motor too. What would you degree for Pro 1 cams for turbo? I'd put a degree wheel on it, because I don't know. A lot of times they like, it depends. Every car's a little different. It sucks. Start at 0-0. Just start at 0-0 and run it. And then when you get on a dyno, you can play with it. You can play with the split. Some cars want more of a split than others. You know, the split is in like how far they go, like, hang on, how far apart they are, intake and exhaust, like separation this way. That'll give you more power. And then shifting both one way or another, advancing or retarding, will change where the power band is. So like the split will determine, you split them until it quits making power, and then you split as in you want to, but it's tough not having a degree wheel and doing it on the dyno because you don't know the valve interference and shit, so I don't go crazy on the dyno with them. And then you retard or advance to figure out where you want the power. But start at 0-0. 0-0 will get you pretty close. Wild Code Fox, what's up? Top mount the best option? Probably, yeah. Top mounts are always the best, I think. Know of any good shops for machining Honda blocks? Got a B18, I'm building this winter, I'm looking for a machine shop. No, I really don't, it sucks. If you want, send it to CSS. I know that guy out there, and I don't know if he's still doing it. You can send him all your shit, I'm pretty sure. Or at least like, you can send him the block and he'll do the CSS and like all the stuff, and then he can put piston. I think he can do the machining. He can do boring and all that. So I like CSS. You go there. I got a local guy up here, but it's not somebody I can recommend to anybody else because he's always super swamped and doesn't take any work, you know. Thank you, Matta Hill. Check your oil return line. Yep. Did you ever sell the 3076? Yes, I did. Sorry. It was a 3071. John Bang, thanks for your response. No problem. Long-time subscriber and customer. Still have the HunterTuned flex injectors and a high comp F23 to B trans. Thanks for the content and products. No freaking problem, dude. I love hearing that shit, and I love helping people out. So, no problem. I appreciate the heads up, man. Cheers from Chicagoland. No problem, dude. I'm sure there's some machine shops around. You just gotta call around and ask. Call around and ask. That's the best advice I can give you. It depends on how old it is. I mean, some guys crack sleeves at like 300 horsepower. Some take 600. You know, like I was saying earlier about the blocks and stuff, like some of them have been sitting. You don't know, if you don't know like the condition or where the block's been, you know what I mean? Like it's tough to know like the metallurgy of stuff going on inside. Realistically, you can safely make 400 on a stock sleeve. Any more than that is a gamble, in my personal humble opinion, because I don't know how you drive the car. You know, you could be banging it on the limiter all day long. If you're nervous about it, put CSS in. That shit's reliable to 500 and he warranties it up to 500. So that's, and guys make 1,000 horsepower on that shit with stock sleeves. So if you're worried about the sleeves, get CSS. And yeah, hopefully that answers your question. 400 stock sleeve should be no problem. You could probably make 500 on a stock sleeve, but you might break it at one day. You might break it one day. Make sure your tune is good. If the tune is not good, you'll crack it at 300, you know? There's a lot of variables with shit, man. There's a lot of variables with shit. Like, it's not always just a simple answer of like, oh, this is where this breaks, or this is where this breaks, or this is where this breaks. I can make more power on a lot of my cars because I take all the precautions and I'm a little bit, you know, I just kind of have an ear for stuff, and I know, you know, me and the engine have like a connection. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's a little different for a guy this is his first time doing it. He doesn't know how it should sound. He doesn't, you know, like it's different. Like he doesn't know how to drive it without breaking it. So you got to kind of go through and break everything to fucking learn. It sucks, but you just got to do it. And then sometimes you get lucky and everything holds up fine. And usually the shit that holds up fine are the guys that stay in the cars. You know, the guys that build something and spend all their time and money on it and then don't know how to drive it or whatever, and then it ends up breaking, they give up. They give up on cars in general, and then they move on and get into fucking something else, which is fine too. But it's just how it works. Looking to go turbo on a stock motor F20, similar to that blue prelude you did. E85 Borg turbo. Get a 44. Just go big on the wastegate. You can't over wastegate a car. You can't. Put a bigger one on. Open to all input on gates or overall setup. Yeah, I mean, I sell 44 gates. A 44 gate is good up to like a 60 mil turbo. Any bigger than a 60 millimeter turbo, it will that wastegate will start to be a little bit inefficient. You might have to go with a 50 or a 60 mil, or put 2 gates on it. Depends. A 38 millimeter wastegate works for like a turbo that's like under 50 something trim. I don't know, and it depends on how much RPM the engine revs too. Like if the engine revs more RPM and it has more exhaust flow and more exhaust pressure, it's going to not be able to get all that exhaust flow out. So that's why when you boost creep, it's always at high RPM. You know, you might have control of the boost until 7,500, and then from 7,500 to fucking redline, your boost creeps because all that exhaust flow and stuff, the wastegate can get it all out until then, and then it overruns the wastegate and it can't get it out anymore. So cars that boost creep really bad, I set the rev limiter fucking low because I don't know how you're gonna drive it. I don't know. And then when you go blow it up and then come blame me, that's not my fault, you know? YouTube MVP. Thank you. If you honestly think that, I appreciate that. I try my fucking best. But sometimes my best is not enough. But that's okay. Because we're all just figuring it out. We're all just figuring it out. I'm gonna get out of here shortly. I don't know if I was gonna do anything else out here or not. Was I gonna do anything else out here? Was I going to do anything? I got on here and I've been on here for fucking 83 minutes now. And I don't know if I was going to do anything else out here. I probably should fucking clean and organize more. Yeah, fuck. Is it worth to tune a 97 Lute with bolt-ons? I have a P28 with Honda already laying around. How much horsepower should I expect? I mean, it depends. What bolt-ons, what header, what size header, what intake manifold, what H22 is it? What fuel is it on? There's a lot of variables, man. There's a lot of variables. 170 to 210 maybe, anywhere in that range you could expect. A lot of times on a stock computer, they run pretty good if it's not radically modified. And tuning won't help. Sometimes tuning helps a lot. Sometimes it doesn't help that much. When you change a lot of parts, like change injector size and change map sensors and camshafts and pistons and rods and put a turbo on and nitrous and superchargers and E85 and all this stuff, you need a tune. You definitely need a fucking tune. If it's got a fucking cat will run it pretty fucking good. Sometimes they won't band in it. Then you can tell how much you're going to gain from a tune. If you have a wide and that fucker's running lean or it's running rich, I did a Z6 one time and a stock P28 in it, and I tuned it and I picked up 2 horsepower from tuning over the stock ECU. It was a stock Z6 with a header, but I only picked up fucking a horsepower or 2 maybe. I don't fucking remember. But the stock ECU ran at 1250 air fuel all the way through. It was perfect. So it all depends. But put a wideband in it, and then you're going to know if you need a tune. If you have a wideband and you're like, holy fuck, the AFR is really lean or it's really rich, then you're going to be like, okay, I need an ECU in this thing so I can control how much fuel's going in, because the stock computer is pissed off at me and it hates its fucking life. And the stock computer can only do so much. But That answers your question. Does that answer your question? I hope it does. Thank you, Hunter Knows B series. Mike Batista, what the fuck are you doing in here? This dude talked all the shit back in the day of the HunterTuned OG garage. But I still like Mike Batista, you know? You know, he may have changed his ways. He may have changed, and he's not as much of a shit talker anymore. But we used to make running jokes about Mike Batista, and here he is on my live stream. So how's it going, man? Even Nick knows Mike's a super. Everybody's leaving because the fucking heater kicked on. Surprise. Okay, now the heater's off. Now the heater is off, and I'll probably be fine with internet. Isn't that funny how that's gonna work? Because my electricity from there, how electricity works in the airfield, where my internet service got fucked up because my heater turned on. What? Mind blown. 2 people left. Thanks for hanging out, I guess, because everybody left. Everybody fucking left. We only got 5 people left. You ever mess with a twin scroll? Meh. Not a fan of block filler. You got a CSS. CSS is better. Turn the boost up. Nice info. Thanks for the input. Shoot for 400. Think you got to tune some K series? I do. I do tune K series. I've done a couple. Your thought on Comedics? Comedics are all right. JE Pro Seal's better. Fel Pro Blue sucks. Fuck off. 13.0 air fuel. Sounds close. If it's all motor. Can you make me a custom chrome tune? Y8. Just exhaust and intake? Yes, I can. I can. I got to get more chips. I should hit up Jason Waters and get more chips because I'm out of chips right now. So if you order base map, it's probably going to be like 2 weeks. The fuck? Yeah, I know. They don't got nothing left, Nick. They don't got nothing fucking left. Remote tuning is going to be the same price as dyno tuning pretty soon here, just because it's always a fucking headache. Remote tuning sucks. I hate doing it. So, okay. Anyways, maybe I'll need some dope merch. I don't know, man. Nobody buys my fucking merch. Every time I fucking buy merch and spend thousands of fucking dollars on here, and he's like, oh, I want some merch. Whatever, man. I'd really love it. Thousands of fucking dollars on here, and he's like, oh, I want some merch. Whatever, man. I'd really love it. I really would. But people got to buy the shit for me to be able to supply it. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. I might come back on here in a little while when I get home and I have better service and I have a beer in my hand. So if you guys want to tune in a little while, maybe I'll come back on here, answer some more questions, do whatever. Have a great night and better tomorrow. We'll see you later.